Mesa is a really good Warframe, but with some caveats. She can't scale well to high levels with her peacemakers comfortably, and she pops like a balloon as soon as her shields are done. Now, I am going to try to address these issues in today's video, which make her virtually unkillable. So, if you find this video either entertaining or informative, please give it a like and subscribe. And if you have some suggestions, please post them in the comments below. So, without further ado, let's start the video. Way Mesa. Why her? You're really asking me that? A cowboy tomboy girl with a gun isn't enough to convince you? While not minding how fucking cool it is, the fact that she purposefully blindfolds herself because she finds shooting without it too easy. She's got that style. She's got that smile. She got the walk. She got the talk. She's got that zing. There's just one thing. She has a gun. She has a gun. And she's got that big ass numbers. Numbers. She's got that big ass numbers. Okay, so with every build video, there's some mandatory explanation of the kit. So let's make this really short here. Her passive is just 15% fire rate increase for dual-wielded weapons, 25% reload speed for one-handed sidearms, and 50 more HP when she isn't equipped with a melee. It's pretty underwhelming, but it's there. Now, for Mesa's first ability, Ballistic Battery. It's amazing. I would consider it one of the strongest abilities in the game. It's used in a lot of builds that make her go level cap, but only with her augment. So, we're not going to be using it on this build today. We're going to be subsuming this off. It may be strong, but it doesn't help her peacemakers one bit, and that's the whole point of this build, using her peacemakers. Her second ability, Shooting Gallery, increases weapon damage while also stunning enemies that get lassoed by the flying object. I wouldn't build around this without her augment, but it's there. The lasso also scales with the range, which is our dumb stat for Mesa. Her third ability, Shatter Shield, gives her a whopping 95 damage reduction at 119 power strength. You can sneeze and get that much power strength. You want this thing up all the time though, so keep an eye out, because you can't just recast it while its timer is still ticking. Now her bread and butter, her raison d'etre, the gold, her peacemakers, her exalted weapons. It's a really strong ability, but it's held back by its low base damage, which you can't scale with arcanes. Now, Mesa has 3 main issues that she needs to deal with: survivability, energy, and scaling. Let's address these 3 one by one, shall we? Survivability. But Shatter Shield, you might say, but counter-argument. Yeah, it's strong and definitely stops a ton of damage coming her way, but it's unreliable. So, to deal with that, our subsume ability will be Evade. We put this over Ballistic Battery. Now, what is Evade? It's the new ability from the Site 09 Warframe that came with the 1999 update. It basically turns you invisible for a time, and you can keep it up, but you need to get headshot kills, and it scales with duration, so we're pumping that up to the max for this build. Now, sadly, Mesa's peacemakers don't aim for the head, but there's a way to play around this, and we'll talk about that in the build section. Energy. We make her drink Milo. By that I mean equilibrium. Why aren't you surprised? Couple that with Synth Deconstruct and Duplex Bond on your Panzer, and you got it sorted. Still an issue with starting energy though, so if you don't want to deal with that, you can always use a Squad Energy Restore, or just bring Xenoric. That's fine too. Scaling. So she suffers from the "my weapon isn't a pseudo-exalted weapon, so it can't use an arcane." Seriously, D, why the heck can a Warframe exalted weapon not use arcanes, but them fake ones can? Anyways, to deal with this, we don't. We play with status effects, which will be mentioned in the build guide, which comes next. So, before we get to the build guide, just a disclaimer. I am in no way, shape, or form saying that this is the best Mesa build. I'm just saying that it might be interesting to use something other than Nourish on Mesa. And we're only going to be focusing on one build today. So if you guys want more from me, of course, leave a comment down below. They're really acting like a fucking YouTuber here. Let's start with the Regulators. Here's a build. Magnetic Might and Accelerated Isotope for status effects and 40% more crit damage and fire rate respectively. Prime Target Cracker and Prime Pistol Damage for crit, Helminth Agility for fire rate and Pathogen Rounds for toxin status effect. Then Galvanized Diffusion for multi-shot, and finally, Galvanized Shot. Now, you might say that this is not good on Mesa because she doesn't have enough status chance. Here's the thing, her status chance doesn't matter if you fire a billion bullets with 18% chance to proc something. It's bound to proc, and even then your companion and other weapons will also apply status. Don't listen to them fake motherfucker. I'm kidding. Don't sue me. Anyways, it stacks to 3 times. Generally gonna scale higher than Hornet's Dragon in my opinion. So earlier I mentioned that we can play around Mesa not aiming for the head with the Regulators. Well, not really, somewhat clickbait, but it works. So basically just get the high ground. You'll be able to hit headshots as long as the head is in the way of the center of mass. Now, Mesa's Archon Shards. 2 Emerald Archon Shards to strip the enemy armor. And that's pretty much it for our Archon Shards. Other Archon Shards don't really matter. So you could go for Parkour Velocity if you want to make it easier for yourself. The current ones are fun, but nothing too major. Maybe tack on one if you so wish. Finally, we get to the Queen's mods herself. We go with Worthy Camaraderie because it gives a whopping 75% crit chance on weak point hit. Now, Corrosive Projection or Brief Respite will work, but we'll use this for now. Either or for the R slot works, but yeah. Her Exilus slot was supposed to be reserved for Mesa's Waltz, my beloved. I love that augment mod so much. It's really fun. Gives such a power span to say, but spending less time on your butt is a huge DPS increase. Huh? What was that? Anyways, Stagger sucks, so we just have to deal with it. We're putting as much duration on her as possible with Archon Continuity instead of Prime for corrosive procs with your Toxin procs to strip enemy armor. Equilibrium and Flow for energy and economy, and I'm using normal Intensify, but you can definitely use Umbrella if you build your form around that. For Arcanes, she's basically married to this one. It comes with every build. Arcane Velocity. On critical hit, 90% chance for 120% fire rate to pistols for 9 seconds. Of course, you could probably understand why that is busted on Mesa. And a new Arcane from the 1999 update. Arcane Arcane Crepuscular. Yeah. While invisible, gain plus 30% ability strength and plus 3 times final critical multiplier. I don't even need to state how strong that is, and it scales with your red crits and stuff, so instead of plus 3, once you get orange crits, it's plus 6, and once it's... yeah, basically. Now for her weapons. For primary, you can choose whatever as long as it can headshot kill. It should work with this build. You can even use the Scourge Prime for easier headshotting with your secondary. But I used the Breton Prime. High damage, can headshot, just a really strong weapon. Here's my build. Galvanized Chamber, just the basic corrosive heat. If you don't have a ribbon, just use Prime Shred. The punch through is really nice, but you're after the fire rate in the Incarnon mode. But I don't recommend going to the Incarnon mode with this build because of primary crux. Ammo efficiency and status chance. That's what we want. So we want to mag dump the enemy. We want to have as fast of a fire rate as possible so we can do something like this. We're only trying to use this to armor strip so that we can use our Madura. For her secondary, if you want, you can go with my build with secondary outburst, but as I said earlier, you can also just use something else. Anyways, for my twin Grakatas, it's built to mag dump as fast as possible. It was used to help the survivability of companions with synth mods, more on that later. And 2 auger mods to help with survivability of our warframes ourselves, and of course, secondary outburst for the arcane. For melee, I used the Incharon ceramic dagger because it has a really high initial combo once you get its stacks up, but again, optional. Go with a Techo and its amalgam mod if you want. Heck, you could even use Nakana. I wouldn't recommend it, but go ahead. For focus school, I use Madurai to deal with the Thrak, but again, optional. If you want to go run on a normal survival, it's perfectly fine to go with any focus school. I recommend Xenorit to help with Mesa's energy economy. Now, for the companion. This is really important, so listen hard. I tried really hard not to be locked down to this, but the Panzer is just so good. It can do everything Mesa wants. It can gather energy orbs and health orbs. It can proc viral. It can run reinforced bond without the need for finicky gimmicks, and its Panzer claws are amazing on top of that, and can proc more status too. Here's the build for it. Duplex bond and then deconstruct for orb drops. Tenacious bond and reinforced bond to help with Mesa's stuff. The Panzer claws, you just want as much status on it as you can, with critical chance to for tenacious bond. I tried the Adarza, and while it's fun to see red crits, it's not fun to see it die. It's useless when it's dead, so I tried hard by mixing Silk Deconstruct with reinforced bond's ability to generate overshields when reloading, but it's too finicky. You might be able to make it work, but the comfort that the Panzer gives is just unmatched. But that's basically it for the build guide. Now, here's me playing it in some Void Cascade from my stream on twitch.tv/KogaPlays.
I'm not even killing anymore. I haven't killed a single one in ages.
Yeah, I just want to fucking get these things done.
More, there's more. Fuck. Tell me there's 4.
Just get magnetized, please. I'm fucking begging you. Oh, I want magnetized. Not 700. Bro, I need 700. I'm dead.
Pop nurse. I can get out. And then I'll pop an energy pad.
Pop pad right now.
Nurse, quick. Yeah, so I'm gonna use my computer for a little bit until that log search goes out, because I did
We really need to get the fucking thing.
Level 999, let's go!
Nice. Where is it?